I think we can start. All right, so we try to make this briefing session as usual yet informative as possible, okay? So, of course, again, personally, I would like to extend my appreciation to all of you for joining UMS to continue your postgraduate study. I am pretty sure that you have made a very precise and correct decision to join our university. So in this briefing session, I will basically explain the program objectives for the programs that you have in the faculty. And then after that, I will show you the structure of the programs and explain about some relevant information that will be very beneficial for all of you throughout your study. So I'm going to conduct this session in English, but of course, if you have any questions, kindly reserve it. And I kindly reserve it for the Q&A session at the end of our briefing session, because I'll try to brief you about the programs, and then after that, we will move into the Q&A session. So if you have any question, kindly reserve it for that particular part. Okay, so basically, hope that you can hear my voice. Yeah. Dengarkah suara saya? And can you see the screen? Can you see the slide? Everyone, boleh? All right. Thank you very much for the response. So basically, in this faculty, we have 3 programs, namely the MBA or Master of Business Administration, the MHCM or Master of Human Capital Management, and MECONS, the Master of Economics. So we can divide our programs, our postgraduate programs, into 2 categories, the coursework and the mixed modes. Coursework programs are the MBA and MSCM, while the mixed mode is the MECONS for FPEP. So we simply call the faculty as FPEP. And of course, I am Saizal Pinjaman, the coordinator for postgraduate studies. So if you have any question related to your study, related to your program, you can either email me at saizal@ums.edu.my, or you can also personally contact me through 014-5592-924. But of course, personally, I prefer for you to send me your question or to communicate with me through email for formality. And apart from that, if I have to refer to some parties or individuals, I can simply forward that email to them and they can directly respond to your question. Okay? All right. So I'll begin the briefing session for coursework programs, namely the MBA and MSCM, before we go to the mixed mode, which is the MECONS. We go to the program educational objectives for these 2 MBA and MSCM. As you can see there, the program educational objectives for MBA and MHCM can be divided into 4. First is to produce professionals who are able to apply knowledge and technology of business administration in an organization to operationalize and increase competitive advantage internationally. Second is to prepare professionals who are excellent in terms of enhancing quality in the working environment. Third is to produce professionals who are confident and have relevant knowledge in the industry. And last but not least is to produce professionals with ethical values and integrities. So all of the courses that we have in MBA and MHCM are designed so that the students can reach these 4 very critical and important educational objectives. So here is the program duration for both MBA and MHCM. So the program duration can be divided into two categories. First is the full-time student, and second is the part-time student. But of course, basically, for newly registered student, which is intake March 2021, all of you are basically part-time students. But of course, you can refer or you can check your status by go to the student portal. All right, so for the full-time students, the program duration is expected to be between 1 to 3 years. While for part-time student, we expect students to complete their study between 2 to 4 years. So it will take time for part-time student to complete their study compared to full-time, because part-time students take less course per semester. And in order for the student to be conferred with the master degree, you need to complete 40 credit hours, and you must obtain at least a CGPA of 3.0 and pass all courses. So this is a very important part. Keep in mind that you need to have a minimum CGPA of 3.0 and pass all courses. And the passing grade for all courses except for the research methodology is C+. And if you convert it into CGPA, it is equal to 2.33. And if you convert it into percentage, it is equal to 50%, 55% out of 100. So I hope that you can see the highlights that I have included on the screen there. So say, for example, that you have an overall CGPA of 3.0, but you fail to achieve minimum C+ for 1 or 2 courses. So in this situation, you still cannot complete your study. So you have to repeat these failed courses. Second situation is when you pass all courses by obtaining C+ for all courses. In that case, your CGPA will be lower than 3.0. For that, you need to repeat a number of these courses in order to increase your overall CGPA so that the CGPA reaches 3.0 in order for you to be conferred with the master degree. So this is a very critical information for you to know. Again, if you have any question, kindly reserve it for the Q&A session. So at this part, I will simply explain the basic informations about the programs before we move to the Q&A session, okay? But of course, if you cannot hear my voice or if you cannot see the screen or see the slides clearly, kindly let me know by, switching on your microphone, because I'm not really sure whether I can see your meeting chat clearly here, because it will disrupt, the screen. So move to the next slide, which is for the registration. Okay, the full-time students are allowed to take between 12 to 20 credit hours, while for part-time students like all of you here, it take March 2021, you are allowed to take between 6 to 12 credit hours per semester. However, registration below or more than the minimum or maximum credit amount is allowed, subject to special conditions permitted by the faculty. So if you want to apply a lower than permitted number of credit hours or higher than the maximum number of credit hours allowed per semester, you need to apply through the faculty. So the faculty will review your application before they approve that application of increasing or lowering the credit hours per semester. In terms of the fees payment and the registration, keep in mind to pay the fees and register the courses within 2 weeks from the date of registration. So you need to be aware of the academic calendar. In order for you to check the academic calendar, you can simply go to the Plum's website, or you can check the academic calendar through the FPAP website. And of course, students, even though, for example, you have registered for a number of courses, you are allowed to add and drop any courses within 2 to 3 weeks after the registration. Add and or drop in any courses registered in 2 to 4 weeks. So you can add more courses or drop any courses within 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, week 2 to week 4. So if you have exceeded these weeks, week 2 to week 4, you may apply to withdraw any courses registered between week 5 to week 8 in the respective semester. Yeah. However, keep in mind that for course withdrawal, for course withdrawal, the fees will be non-refundable. Okay, the fees will be non-refundable if we withdraw the course. And withdrawing the course is between week 5 to week 8. And you're allowed to change the mode of registration. Say, for example, you are a part-time student and you want to convert your mode of registration into full-time. You are allowed to do so unless if you are international student. Keep in mind that the change of mode of registration is only applicable for Malaysian. And same goes if you're a full-time student and you think you want to change to part-time, you are allowed to do so. But as I mentioned before this change of mode of registration is applicable for Malaysian only, because international students are required to complete the study as a full-timer. But of course, this change of mode of registration depends on the remaining maximum period of candidature for the mode of registration. What we mean by this is, say for example, you are in year 4 already, and you are a part-timer and you are in year 4. And you plan to change your mode of registration to full-time. In this case, you're not allowed to do so because, as you can see here, the program duration for a full-time is only within 1 to 3 years. And this situation is also relevant for the conversion between full-time into a part-time. All right. So this is the program structure for coursework, especially the MBA. And of course, I'm not going to explain much about this full-time course structure for MBA because basically all of you here are part-time students. And if I can briefly explain about the program structure for a full-time, as you can see here, we expect students to complete their study within 1 year. And in order to complete that 1 year program, we have 2 long semesters and 1 short semester. Okay, now we go to the structure that is more relevant to all of you, which is the program structure for intake March 2020, the program structure for part-time student. As you can see here, in this semester, semester 2, session 2020-2021, we propose 3 courses for you to complete. And they are the production and operation management, the human resource management, and last but not least, an elective course. And each of these courses carries 3 credit hours. So you have 9 credit hours for semester 2, session 2021. For MBA, students need to complete 2 elective courses, and one of these 2 elective courses need to be taken in semester 2, session 2020-2021. And as you can see in this slide, for MBA, we have 3 types of area for the elective, and they are the international business, entrepreneurship, and organizational management. So for the international business, we have 2 electives, international business and international marketing, while for the entrepreneurship, we have 2 other courses, namely the corporate entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship project management. Last but not least, for the organizational management area, we have the organizational leadership and ethics and intercultural management. Keep in mind that you can only take one area. In other words, say for example, in this semester, you take the international business. For the upcoming semester, you need to take the second elective course for international business, which is international marketing. In other words, you cannot mix these areas together. For example, in this semester, you take international business, and in the upcoming semester, you take corporate entrepreneurship. You cannot do such thing. Yeah, you can only take electives from the same area. And in terms of elective offering, we also take into account the nomination from the students. What I mean by that is, sometimes we may take the opinion from the students in order to decide which elective area to offer in the program. Yeah, and we made this decision by doing certain survey, by asking our student what type of area that they want to take as the elective. Do they want the international business or entrepreneurship or the organizational management? So that area that received the highest number of nomination will be offered by the faculty. But of course, for this particular semester, or for this particular intake, we offered all 3 areas, namely the international business, entrepreneurship, and organizational management. So if you prefer the international business, you can take international business courses. If you prefer entrepreneurship, you can take entrepreneurship courses or elective courses. And last but not least, if you prefer the organizational management, you can take the elective courses for the organizational management area. But keep in mind, as I mentioned before this, once you take, for example, the international business, you need to complete the international marketing for the upcoming semester. Same goes for the entrepreneurship. If you take corporate entrepreneurship this semester, you need to take the entrepreneurship project management in the upcoming semester. And if you take the organizational leadership and ethics this semester, for the upcoming semester, you need to take the intercultural management. So I hope that it is clear to all of you. So the upcoming semester is semester 3, session 2020-2021. And in semester 3, session 2020-2021, we offer one elective course, which carries 3 credit hours. So this is the continuation of the first elective course that you have taken. Okay, for example, if you have taken international business for this semester, for semester 3, you need to take the international marketing. The semester 3 is a short semester. What we mean by short semester is that the lecture week contains 7 weeks only. In other words, we only have 7 weeks for lecture and around 1 week for the exam. And this is different than semester 2. Yeah, in semester 2, we have 14 weeks of lecture and 1 or 2 weeks for the exam week. Keep in mind that in terms of structure, we can divide the lecture into 2 types of semesters: long semesters and short semester. In long semester, like semester 2 and semester 1, for example, we have the 14 weeks of lecture and 1 or 2 weeks of exam week. While for short semester, which is semester 3, we only have 7 weeks of lecture and 1 week, around 1 week of exam week. So as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 long semesters and 1, 2 short semesters. 4 long semesters, 2 short semesters. So after semester 3, we go to semester 1, session 2021-2022. In this semester, in this long semester, we offer 3 other subjects, namely the management and organizational behavior, managerial accounting and finance, and managerial economics. So each of these courses, just like the rest, just like the course before it, carries 3 credit hours. So in total, in that particular long semester, you need to complete 9 credit hours. Moving to the next semester after that, which is semester 2, session 2021-2022. In this particular long semester, we offer 2 courses, namely the corporate strategy and research method and business research project. So the corporate strategy carries 3 credit hours, while the research methodology and business research project carries 7. Okay, it carries 7 credit hours. Why does the research method and business research project carry such a huge number of credit hours? Well, this is because research methodology and business research project is completed within 2 semesters. 1 long semester and 1 short semester. So at the first stage of the research method and business research project, which is in semester 2, session 2021-2022, we expect students to complete their proposal stage. And in this case, students need to present their proposal in the proposal presentation. So after that, in semester 3, the students need to complete that course, which is the research methodology and business research project. In this short semester, we expect students to be able to complete their business research project. And in order to complete, number 1, you need to conduct the presentation, and number 2, to submit the hardbound copy. All right. So after semester 3, which is a short semester, we go to the last semester for your study, which is semester 1, session 2022-2023. So in this particular semester, you need to complete these particular courses, namely the advanced statistics, marketing management, and entrepreneurship. And each of these courses carries 3 credit hours. And as you can see that the total credit hours for MBA is 40 credit hours. So may I remind you that in order for you to be conferred with the degree, you need to obtain at least a minimum CGPA of 3.0 and pass all courses. Yeah, you need to pass all courses. All right, so now we move to the next slide. So I hope that you are still here with me. So here we have the program structure and course offered for MHCM for full-time student. And of course, I'm not going to explain much about this program structure for full-time because basically all of you here, as I mentioned before, this part-time student. Okay, so just like the MBA, if I can explain a bit about the program structure for full-time for MHCM, here you can also see that we expect students to be able to complete their study within 1 year, which comprise of 3 semesters, 2 long semesters and 1 short semester. And just like the MBA, in the long semesters, we have 14 weeks of lecture and around 1 or 2 weeks of of the exam week. So after 14 weeks of lecture, you have 2 weeks of exam week. In the short semester, on the other hand, you have 7 weeks of lecture, around 7 weeks of lecture and around 1 week of exam week. So after 7 weeks of lecture, the next week will be your exam week. But of course, all of this depends on the what we call as academic calendar. So we move to the program structure and course offered for part-time student. So this is the program structure that we designed specifically for intake March 2021. Okay, so as you can see that in this semester, which is semester 2, session 2020-2021, we offer 3 courses for all of you. And they are the performance management, compensation strategy, and 1 elective course. So the 4 courses carries 3 credit hours. So we call these non-elective courses as core courses, cursus teras. So the core courses carries 3 credit hours each, while the elective course for MHCM carries 2 credit hours only. And here you have a number of elective courses that you can choose from. We have the cross-culture and diversity management, workplace safety and health, international human resource management, labor economics, managing quality and productivity. We have conflict management here, supposed to be, and ethics in human capital management. So the semester after that, which is a short semester, we offer 1 elective course. Yeah, we offer the second elective course, which also carries 2 credit hours. So just like before this, the elective course offered by the program, because as you can see here, we have a number of elective courses, but the faculty will decide what elective course that will be offered for that particular semester. And in order to make this decision, the faculty will review the nomination made by the student. So you will decide what elective course to choose from. Yeah, based on the nomination, elective course that receive the highest nomination, the highest number of votes will be offered. Yeah. All right. So we go to the econs. So unlike the MBA and MHCM, which have 4 program educational objectives, for the econs, on the other hand, we have 3 aims. First is to provide advanced education in the field of economics. Second is to prepare skilled workers with economics knowledge. And third is to provide continuous education for lifelong professional growth. So compared to MHCM and MBA as well, MEcons is a mixed mode. Yeah, mixed mode. This is because for the MEcons, the research part, okay, the research part of the program comprise comprise 50% of the overall credit hours of the program. Yeah, so the research mode in MEcons is called a dissertation, and the amount of credit hours for that dissertation contains or carries 50% of the overall credit hours for the MECons. Later, I will show you the components of courses, including the dissertation for this particular program. And here you can see that in terms of program duration for MECons, excuse me, you check. Okay. In terms of the program duration for the MECons, excuse me, all right. For full-time students, we expect students to be able to complete within 3 to 6 semesters, while for part-time students, we expect students to complete their study within 5 to 10 semesters. And unlike the coursework programs, namely the MBA and MSCM, in the MECons, which is a mixed mode study, or mixed mode program, we don't have short semesters. So all of the semesters here are long semesters that has 14 weeks of lecture and around 2 weeks of exam week for each of these semester. So in terms of the component of the study, just like the programs before this, students need to complete 40 credit hours and must attain at least a CGPA of 3.0 and pass all courses. And here you can see the dissertation. And this is also similar to the MBA and MSCM, where you also need to pass all courses and complete the research project. And of course, pass that research project as well. All right, so the grade for passing the courses are similar, where you need to at least obtain a C+ for each courses. And if you convert it into CGPA, it is equivalent to 2.33. And if you convert this into percentage, it is equal to 55% out of 100. So you need to obtain at least 55 out of the overall mark of 100 in order to pass the courses. And apart from that, you need to have, or you need to achieve a CGPA of minimum 3.0. So if you obtain this CGPA, but you fail one or two courses, you need to repeat the courses by achieving at least a C+. And if you achieve C+ for the entire courses, in that case, your CGPA is just around 2.33. So for that particular situation, you need to repeat a number of these courses until your CGPA reaches 3.0 minimum before you can be conferred with the MECon degree. So in terms of the registration, here you can see that the full-time students are allowed to take between 12 to 21 credit hours, while part-time students are allowed to take 6 credit hours. So in terms of the registration, they are almost similar to the programs before. The registration below or more than the minimum or maximum credit amount is subject to the special condition set by the faculty. So the faculty will review your application to have lower or higher credit hours per semester. And of course, you need to pay the fee and register all courses within 2 weeks from the date of registration. And if you have any, difficulties in terms of this fee payments and registration, kindly contact me, or you can directly email Plums for them to address your situation. It is very important for you to communicate your situation so that we can review them properly. So here you can also see that the add and or drop in any courses registered is allowed between week 2 to week 4, and student may apply to withdraw from any courses registered between week 5 to week 8 in the respective semester. And of course, once you withdraw any of these courses, then you need to know that the fees will be non-refundable. And yes, you're also allowed to change the mode of registration from part-time to full-time or full-time from the part-time. But just like before this, if you are international students, you are not permitted to change your mode of registration from full-time to part-time. This is because based on the student regulation, international students need to complete their study as a full-timer. So this is similar to MBA and MSCM as well. But of course, as you can see here, we have a note. The change of mode of registration depends on the remaining maximum period of candidature for the mode of registration applied. Yeah, so just like before this, yeah, if you are in semester 10, for example, you're a part-time student and you are in semester 10, you cannot change your mode of registration to full-time because full-time need to be completed or is expected to be completed between 3 to 6 semesters only. So this is the let me minimize this one first. Okay. How to do it? Well, never mind. Okay, all right. So this is the program structure offered for full-time MECON students. So we expect our full-time student, even though I think majority of you here, if not all, are part-time student. Here you can see that for full-time students, we expect them to complete their study within 1.5 years. Unlike 1 year for a full-time MBA and MSCM student, for MECONs, it will take a slightly longer time period to complete. Yeah, 1.5 years. This is because, as I mentioned before this, we don't have short semester for our MECONs or for any other mixed mode programs. But of course, in the faculty, we only have one mixed mode program, which is the MECONs itself. We go to what is more relevant to all of you. Here you can see the program structure that we have constructed, okay, that we have constructed for March 2021 intake. Yeah. So as you can see here, for this particular semester, semester 2, session 2020-2021, sorry for that, we offer 2 courses for our student, the International Financial Economics and 1 elective courses. And for this particular semester, the elective course is the Environmental Economics. And each of these courses carries 3 credit hours. So we expect you to complete 6 credit hours for this semester alone. So for the upcoming semester, which is semester 1, session 2021-2022, we offer 2 other courses, namely the Advanced Microeconomics and Advanced Macroeconomics. I know based on the program structure that we have shared before this, there is a slight changes in terms of the arrangement of the courses ordered. So this is the current or the latest program structure that we have designed for MECON student. Don't worry, we are going to share you this program structure in shortly. Yeah, you don't have to be worried about that because for this particular semester, you need to take the 2 programs, International Financial Economics and Environmental Economics. Okay. They are the same with the program structure that we have shared before. The changes is for the next semester. Okay. The changes is for the next semester because based on your proposed program structure, you have a slightly different courses for next semester. But in this particular slide, you can clearly see that the courses offered for semester 1, session 2021-2022 are the advanced microeconomics and advanced macroeconomics, where each of these courses carries 3 credit hours. So just like this semester, upcoming semester, you need to complete 6 credit hours. After that, we have semester 2, session 2021-2022. So here you can see that you have 2 courses. Yeah, you have 2 courses, or to be more exact, you have 1 course, which is the research mode, and a dissertation in the proposal stage. Okay, this will be offered in semester 2, session 2021-2022. 2022. So in semester 2, in terms of the dissertation, we expect students to complete the proposal stage by presenting their proposal in the proposal defense session. Here you can also see that the dissertation carries 19 credit hours, which is around 49% of the overall credit hours for Econs, which is 40 credit hours. So that is why we consider the Econs as a mixed mode rather than a coursework, because the dissertation carries a huge number of credit hours in terms of percentage. So the dissertation will be completed in the following semester, which is semester 1, session 2022-2023. So in order for you to be able to complete the dissertation, first, you need to present your dissertation in the Viva Voce session. Second, you need to submit the hardbound copy based on the time frame given. Okay, so apart from that, we also have 2 additional courses, namely the econometrics, theory and application, and project planning and appraisal. So these 2 courses, each of these 2 courses carries 3 credit hours. And of course, I would like to inform that this program structure, okay, is still subject to further review from the faculty. Yeah, it's still subject to further review from the faculty. So at the moment, these are the structures that we have proposed. But of course, if there are any other changes, okay, if there are any other changes made by the faculty, for sure we will inform you these changes, so you don't have to be worried about that. Okay, we go to the course assessment. I hope that all of you are still here. Okay. So in terms of the course assessment, we have 2 types of assessment: continuous assessment and the examination. Here you can see that the continuous assessment carries 60% of the overall marks, while final exam carries 40%. And of course, as you all know, for this semester, okay, semester 2, session 2020-2021, we are still in the online mode. So courses are allowed to have 100% continuous assessment, but this depends on the lecturer. Okay, so a lecturer in this online study in this particular semester are allowed to have the final exam, or they are also allowed to have 100% continuous assessment. Yeah, it depends on the lecturer. So if you want to know more about the method of assessment for each course, you can simply email or contact the respective lecturer. So here you can see that the above course assessments are not applicable to these 3 courses. Yeah, research methodology and business research project for MBA, and research methodology and research project for the MSCM, as well as the dissertation for the Econs. So in terms of grade, here you can see we have this number of grades from A down to F. Okay, so A until C plus are considered as pass, while F is considered as fail. So please ensure that you obtain at least C plus. But of course, as we mentioned before this, in order for you to be conferred with the degree, you need to obtain an overall CGPA of 3.00. Okay, so here you can see students failed in any course taken are allowed to register to repeat for the course, and students are also allowed to repeat the course if they obtain a minimum B minus or C plus for the course. So this is so that they can improve their overall CGPA. Okay, so if you obtain minimum 80, you got A. If you obtain minimum 75, you have A minus. If you obtain 70 minimum, you will be graded with B plus. If you obtain a minimum of 65 until 69, you will be graded B. If you obtain 60 to 64, you will be given B plus for that particular course. And here you can see if you obtain between 55 to 59, you will be graded with C plus. And if you obtain 0 to 54, you will be graded with grade F, which is fail. So here we have a number of statuses in terms of candidature. First is the pass. So if you obtain a CGPA of 3.0 for that particular semester, you will be given this status, which is lulus or pass. If you obtain a CGPA between 2.33 to 2.99 in a particular semester, you will be given the conditional pass, lulus bersyarat. Keep in mind, if you have this status, you need to discuss with me. Yeah, you need to discuss with the coordinator of the postgraduate program and has obtained approval from the dean of the faculty to make any confirmation of the course registration for the following semester. And here you can also see the conditional pass in 2 consecutive semesters shall be given the status of failed and terminated. So if, say, for example, in an unlikely event, yeah, say you obtain a CGPA between 2.33 to 2.99 for this particular semester and the following semester. In that situation, you will then be graded as fail and terminated. Gagal dan diberhentikan. So that's the first situation for this particular status, fail and terminated. When you obtain a CGPA between 2.33 until 2.99 for 2 consecutive semesters. Untuk 2 semester yang berturutan. All right. So another situation for you to get this status is when you obtain a CGPA less than 2.33. Okay, in a particular semester. Say, for example, you obtain 4.0 for this semester, but for the upcoming semester, you obtain a CGPA less than 2.33. In that situation, you will still be graded. You will be given this failed and terminated status. And once you receive this status, you need to appeal to the faculty within 2 weeks after you receive that information. Okay, so this is so that the faculty can review your application and to grant you, or to allow you to continue your study. All right, so of course we have other statuses: deferment, suspension, withdraw, and terminated. So if you want to know more about the candidature status and any relevant information, you can check the Postgraduate Studies Manual 2015, Pindaan 2018. Based on that manual, you can see relevant information for your study here in UMS. Okay, so we go to the academic calendar. So this is the academic calendar for this semester. As you can see that the class will commence next week, yeah, 29 March 2021 until 18 July 2021. So here you can see that the lecture covers 14 weeks. So in terms of add and drops, as we mentioned before this, you are allowed to add and drop within week 2 and week 4. And this is the time period for you to be allowed to drop or add courses between 5 April to 25 April 2021. So it's for 3 weeks. And then after that, you can still drop or withdraw, not drop, what withdraw from the course within week 5 to week 8. So if you want to withdraw from any course, kindly make your decision fast within that time frame. Yeah, week 5 to week 8, which is, if you look into this dates, they are between 26th of April until 23rd of May, which is around 4 weeks. Of course, after the lecture week, we go to the exam week. In this case, you can see that the exam week covers 2 weeks from 19th of July until 1 August, August 1st, 2021 for 14 days. But of course, we have specific schedule. But this is only relevant for courses that has final exam. Yeah, if you have continuous assessment 100%, then you don't have to do a final exam for that particular course. So here you can see that the semester break is around 5 weeks between 2nd of August until September 5th. All right, so if we can go to the timetable, excuse me for a moment, let me fix this one first. So, all right, so this is the timetable. Hope you can see this screen. Can you see the screen? Okay, let me enlarge it. All right, thank you very much. Zarina, we have Afifi for your respond. All right, so for this particular semester here, you can see the courses for MBA. Of course, you need to follow. We strongly suggest that you to follow the program structure that we have made for March 2021 intake. Okay, so here we have these courses. Yeah, so you can check on the courses relevant to you. So of course, courses that are relevant to you perhaps will be the production and operation management conducted or handled by Dr. Sida and Mr. Jainurin. And if I'm not mistaken, you are also required to take the human resource management handled by Dr. Jakaria. So you have a class. The first class will be next week. Okay. And then after that, you have the elective. So you need to choose between international business, corporate entrepreneurship, and organizational leadership and ethics. This is for MBA. And as I mentioned before this, once you choose an area, for example, international business, you need to follow the same area for the upcoming elective course offered in the following semester. So in terms of class, usually we conduct the class within 3 hours from 7 to 10 p.m. And they are conducted, of course, as you can see here, in the weekdays. So for this semester, if I can explain a bit for this semester, we expect that the lecture will be conducted online. Okay, so if you haven't enrolled, if you haven't self-enrolled to Smart UMS, kindly do so. Okay, kindly self-enroll for the relevant courses in the Smart UMS to get the relevant information as well as the material for each of the courses that you have. So we go to the MHCM timetable. Here you can see that we have this number of courses. So for the March 2021 intake, we expect you to take the BH6073, which is Technology Application in Human Capital Management, handled by Mr. Datu Razali, Datu Iranza, which is in Thursday. And then after that, you will also take the compensation strategy handled by Dr. Sharon. And last but not least, you are also, we expect that you take this elective course, which is Managing Quality and Productivity, handled by Dr. Pamini and Dr. Oscar. So as I mentioned before this, we choose these elective courses based on the nomination given by students. So this is based on the nomination that we have conducted in the previous semester, in semester 1. Okay, so for the MECons, on the other hand, you can see that we have these 3 courses, but for March 2021 intake, we expect students to take the International Financial Economics, which is a core course handled by Associate Professor Dr. Wong, and the Environmental Economics, handled by Associate Professor Dr. Sarma Aralas. And yes, of course, just like the MBA and MSCM, for this particular semesters, all courses will be conducted in the weekdays, in the evening around 7 to 10 p.m. But of course, for the elective of MHCM, the lecture will be conducted within 2 hours because the credit hours for the elective of MHCM is only 2 credit hours. So that is why if you take this managing quality and productivity, the classes is scheduled to be held in Friday between 7 to 9 p.m. So just 2 hours for the elective. All right. So in terms of infrastructure, I'm going to explain much about this. Yeah. You can check on these slides. I'll share you this slide shortly after the session ended, or within this week, hopefully. And here again, if I can inform again, if you have not self-enrolled yourself, kindly do so. Kindly self-enroll in Smart UMS for each of the courses that you have in order for you to get relevant information and material for each of the courses taken. So that's all from me. So do you have any question? We have ended the briefing. Now we are in the Q&A session. So if you have any question, you can simply switch on your microphone, or you can also put your question in the meeting chat box provided on the right-hand side of your screen. So you can ask question either in English, or you can also ask in Bahasa Malaysia. So we have to conduct that session before this in English because we have international students as well. Yeah, perhaps we have international students because some of the international students, they start their study because due to certain reasons they start their study this particular semester, even though they are supposed to enroll last semester, which is in semester 1, session 2020-2021. Any guide to enroll courses in LMS? Yes. If you go to the website, yeah, if you go to the website, you can simply type Smart UMS version 3. Okay, you will be what we call as, you will be directed to that particular platform. In that particular platform, you can download the student manual. So in that student manual, you will be shown the methods or the manual to enroll in the courses. So I hope I addressed that particular question. So we have another question here. All right. From this one is from Shiba Eswaran. May I know, how do we know when is the class? Will there be a Zoom link provided via email, or we will have to check the smart portal? Okay, so in order for you to know the timetable, you can go to Plum's website. In the Plum's website, we have attached the timetable for MBA, MSCM, and MECons. The same, the same timetable that I have shown before. But of course, in order for you to get the link, you need to self-enroll in the courses. Yeah, you need to self-enroll in the courses for this semester, and of course for the following semester you need to self-enroll for that particular courses being offered for the following semesters. But for this particular semesters, you need to self-enroll for this particular courses for the particular courses as we mentioned just now. And because we don't expect, it depends on the lecturer. Some lecturer may email you the link for the online class, but some of the lecturer may only put the link or attach the link in the Smart UMS. So I suggest for you to self-enroll as soon as possible. Yeah, check what courses that you have registered for this semester and self-enroll for that particular course. And of course, in terms of online platforms, it depends also from the lecturer. Some of the lecturer may use Webex. Some of them may use Google Meet, or some may also use the Microsoft Teams. And of course, some may also use Zoom. So these 4 platforms are the popular platforms used by lecturer to handle the online lecture. Okay, so I hope that I addressed that question. So here we have a question from Zanaria Ibrahim. Can you please explain about Smart 3? According to the email I received, classes will be held through Smart 3. Okay, so that's Smart 3, if I can share you. Okay, let me share you what Smart 3 is for a moment, okay? Let me go to the website for Smart 3. Okay. Let me share the screen again. So hope that you can see the screen. All right, so this is the Smart 3 that we talk about. So simply type smart v3.ums.edu.my, then you will be directed to this portal. Okay, so this is a portal or a platform where lecturer, what we call as where the lecturer will share their materials as well as the link for the online session. So of course, you need to have the username and password. So if you have any question or if you have any difficulties to log into the Smart UMS, you can simply contact the what we call as Smart UMS team. Okay, you can simply contact the Smart UMS team. You can type, or you can simply type Smart UMS, then of course, that email address will be given to you automatically. If I'm not mistaken, the email address for Smart UMS is smartums@ums.edu.my, if I am not mistaken. So these are the courses that I have, of course, but of course, in your case, your student view will be a little bit different. If I can change the view into student view, not really sure how to do it. But here we have the courses. So in your case, okay, once you enroll, okay, once you manage to log in the portal, you can click on the courses that you want to self-enroll. It is actually pretty easy, yeah. And apart from that, we also have the student manual. So here we have the user manual, or here you can see we have the contact number for the administration. So if you have any questions regarding the Smart UMS, you can simply email this email address, admin here lms@ums.edu.my, underscore lms@ums.edu.my. Okay. If only I can show the student view, but I don't really know how to do it. So this is what Smart UMS is. Yeah. So if you have time, spend some time to browse, to log into the Smart UMS and check what is this platform is all about. Familiarize yourself with this. So if we can go one of the courses that I have for this semester, for example, I'm not going to handle any courses, MBA, MSc, or MECon courses this semester, but okay, say for example, you manage to self-enroll in the courses offered for this semester. Remember, self-enroll only for the courses you registered for this particular semester, okay? So don't try to enroll to any other courses or courses that you have not been registered to, okay? that you have not been registered to. But of course, sometimes some of the students may may take sometimes in terms of the registration. But say, for example, you want to take that particular course for that particular semester, then please self-enroll yourself, okay? Because we may find some issues, but they are very remote. Yeah, you may have some difficulties to register yourself, but I mean in terms of the registration. But if you plan to take that particular course in that particular semester, you can simply self-enroll yourself. So here I have attached the relevant materials. I have attached, YouTube videos, for example, a synchronous session, tutorial question, for example. But of course, this one is for undergraduates, so that is why we have tutorials. Okay, so these are the same things that we expect you to have for the what do you call as MSCM MBA and Econs program. So I hope that I have answered your question for that. Oh, we need to self-enroll the course. Yes. You need to self-enroll for the course. Okay. Allow me to check. Okay, we have self-enroll in Smart UMS. Yes, Shiba, you can also contact the admin for our Smart UMS. admin_lms@ums.edu.my in order to get more information about the platform. Okay. So from Rabia, you mentioned that the elective courses were based on nomination, but were they made by previous students? Yes, they are made by previous students because keep in mind that you will share the same lecture with previous semesters. They will also take the same course. Yeah, they will also take the same course for this semester. All right, so that is why when we do the nomination, okay, it is based on the nomination made by previous semesters. From Emil Han, will all classes throughout this semester be? Yes, all classes. We expect that all classes will be conducted online. Second question from Emil Han also, is it possible for me to convert to full-time in semester 1 coming year? Yes, you are allowed to do so, but you need to contact Plums in order to apply to change your course of registration. Mode of registration. From Zarina, we need to self-enroll the course. Yes, thank you very much. You need to register or self-enroll for the course through Smart UMS. Okay, right. So any other question? Anyone? Do you have any other questions? So regarding the Smart UMS, I encourage all of you to self-enroll soon as possible. Okay, if I can show again the link or the email address, Scott, for the admin UMS. Okay, so please take note of this address if you want to know more, or if you want the admin to register you for the Smart UMS. So please email them soon as possible. Yeah, because if you have settled this, then next week, you can already start your class. Yeah, which will be held online, of course, throughout the semester. So, any other question, anyone? Ada sebarang soalan-soalan lain lagi? Oke, seperti yang saya maklumkan sebelum ini, kita galakkan, we encourage students to follow the program structure that we have developed specifically for March 2021 intake. Okay. Of course, tadi Before this, I mentioned about the registration. So if, for example, you plan to take 3 courses for this semester, please self-enroll yourself. Okay, self-enroll yourself in Smart UMS. And of course, don't forget to register for the course by contacting Plums. Yeah, I think you can also, register for the course through the student portal or student platform. So from Rabia, do UMS give us email ID or will we use our own? There is a you have email, UMS email as well. Okay, you also have UMS email. Don't worry, okay, Plums will contact you. Okay, if you have not received your email, try to contact Plums, okay, in order for them to check your email ID. Yeah, because the lecturers, they usually contact you through your official UMS email. So you're supposed to have UMS email ID. So any other question? Do we have WhatsApp group? It depends on the course offered. Yeah, some of the courses, they have WhatsApp group as well. Okay, some of these courses, they have WhatsApp group. So you can, you may get, relevant information through a specific WhatsApp group for specific course. So ada sebarang soalan lain lagi? Of course, some of you have, not to say problems, but small issues in terms of registering your courses, yeah, through the student portal. Okay, so if you have difficulties, kindly contact me, or you can also contact Plums directly. But as I mentioned before this, don't wait for your registration to be settled before you self-enroll in Smart UMS, especially if you want to take that particular course for that particular semester. So this is so that you don't miss any relevant information. This is so that you don't miss the class itself, yeah? Yes, you need to, it is advised for you to inform me if you have any difficulties or problems in terms of your course registration. So do we have any other question? Or if you don't have any other questions, of course, as I mentioned before this, if you have any other question after this, you can simply email or you can also contact me personally. Yeah. So I think that's all for today's briefing session. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining this very casual, if you can call it casual briefing session. And I wish you all the best. Yeah, I wish you all the best in your study. Hope that you can complete your study on time. If you have any difficulties, if you have any issues, kindly contact me soon as possible. And hopefully that I can address your issues as soon as possible as well. Okay? All right, so I think that's all for today. We're not going to have another photo session because we have done it before. So thank you very much again for, for joining this briefing session for coursework and mixed mode. And until we meet again next time. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.